Hi there, welcome back to Fresh Start Budgeting. Today we are taking a look at what happened through the month of August and how we did with the allocation of our different spending. There, welcome back. I can't believe that we are at the end of not September. Don't wish that month away. We're at the end of August. We're moving right into fall in September. I've actually already moved into my September budget because I do that before the end of the month. So I want to share with you what happened through the month of August, where we spent some different monies and where we are in some of the targets that we had for the month. So I did wrap up the final income stream for August, and I wrote down the different expenses that we had. It's not a huge amount and it's not a lot of money to go around. The largest part was actually the amount that we sent to the sinking funds last week, so that was great. So I'm going to do something that I did similar to what I did for July, which was this very basic wrap up, in that I show how we split the different funds between wants, needs, and debts. The biggest piece for me is the focus in on debt and trying to get to a target of using 30% of our income for savings and debts. So that's my goal, but it's a little bit of a work in progress. So we're going to go ahead and set this up. So we have the same 4 basic incomes. So it's a total of $7,400 for the month. So this includes my employment income, and then my partner's disability income is included in this. So that is the first step. Okay, and then we have goals for debt and for savings. For debt this month, we put in, I do have a little bit of a cheat sheet beside me. We didn't put anything extra, we just did the general $808. For savings, we did $672. So the total for our debts and savings was $1,480. Okay, so when I got to that last income for August, I quickly realized that we were not going to hit a 30%, so I adjusted the goal to 20%, and that's what we were able to do with the $1,480. It's almost exactly 20% because I figured out how much I needed to get put away in that final income to be able to hit that target of 20%. So that's what we were able to do there. August, we did go away for the first part of the month, as well as had a birthday and spent a little bit more on gifts. So we're much heavier on the wants than on the needs side of things this month. But I've decided I'm not as concerned about that breakdown as I am about first targeting this goal of the 30%. So I'm not going to beat myself up too bad about how this last part is split here. But for my needs, I have our bills or utilities, food, and I do split grocery spending versus eating out or delivery spending, household, my pets, and then transportation. Okay, for wants, I do the other side of food, so the ordering and takeout, subscriptions, my personal spending, my significant others spending. Again, some of this can probably fit under the needs because there is a medical component to this, and also I wrapped up some of the vacation spending, which isn't fair. When we look at the comparison between mine and his spending, we did have to buy like fishing licenses and things like that, which I had hit under his spending, which again is not completely fair there. Okay, birthday, gifts, and back to school. Again, back to school, some of that can be considered as a need versus a want. That's why I'm not really too hung up on this particular piece. So we're just going to say needs here. Probably not picking the same colors as I did. You know, I do want to get that consistency piece, but I'm just not there yet. And we'll say this color is for debt and savings. Okay, so for my bills and utility, it's $1,301. Food on the grocery side of things was $821, so that's pretty exciting. Household was $325. Pets were $326. The cost of pet food is actually going up. I do have a dog with severe food allergies, and he has to eat kangaroo, and that's not cheap. Okay, on the want side, we did do a takeout in the last part of the month, so that's $70. Subscription $145. Personal, I'm not even going to split that because it's not fair. I'm going to put them together. It was $1,168. Kids, I had a daughter who went to a concert, and that was some overspending there. Birthday, $400. We had $178 on gifts, and back to school was $467. So we'll just add up these two areas. This I haven't done. All right, my little bar graph is a little bit of a mess today, but still just want to be able to show just very quickly visually how the money has been spent this month. So 1,000 is actually the top of, it's the top of the line is what the number is, but anyways, so about 1,480. So we're going to take it halfway up here. This is what debts and savings was. 2,867. Okay, so in a very quick kind of view, we had debts and savings hit at 20%. My needs hit at 39%, and my wants hit at, let's say, 41%, because I must be missing just a slight payment in there somewhere that's knocking these off. But these are the debts and savings. These are the wants. And these are the needs. So to be able to get to that 30%, I know absolutely it can be done. There's some overspending that's happening in here. There's not a lot that I expect to change in here. We won't have a household expense like that. That was some issues that if I had a household spending envelope, I would have used that instead. Same thing for back to school. I would have had a sinking fund envelope for that ideally. So there's definitely space in this to up the debts and savings, and I'm just going to be transparent in saying that when I say savings, I'm including my sinking funds. I consider those short-term savings, so some people may only consider their long-term savings. I'm trying not to touch those sinking funds, so they are really savings for me. They're not just like a variable spending, but I want to be transparent in the fact that when I'm thinking about savings, I'm thinking about that as well. So my 20% includes all of that. I think of greatest note this week or this month is that food from both categories together was $891. So I'm going to go ahead and update my food overhaul because that's pretty significant for me. You can see here my first goal was to get under $1,000, and so I want to be able to do that for a couple months and then see how else I can adjust it. So for August we spent 891. So if you look at even where we were in June, you can see the money that I put into savings, it's come from that kind of reduction in spending. So I'm pretty happy with that. There's definitely still more room, and I will do a separate video that's just about how we did with our grocery overhaul this month and how we did some of that. So I will leave it at that. Overall I'm happy. I know we did overspending with the birthday and the vacation, but that's okay. When I look at this and I see that, you know, other areas of the budget we've been able to reduce down so that we have money for other things, I think that that's great. So I'm going to leave it there, and we'll be jumping right into September pretty quickly here. Thanks so much.